Right, so I'm currently off to Canary Wharf again, and I'm going to have an interview. So that's probably going to take around 2 hours, and I'm going to have a conversation with you guys probably by the river. I think I'm going to do it by the river. So it's quite nice to get nice little scenic views. Yeah, I've got some big plans coming up. I just want to share it with you and just see how it goes in general. But until then, I'm going to take you guys with me and just see the journey to Canary Wharf. So that's going to be fun.
We was flying up all with white, was building lines, now it's clothing lines. I sell teas and my dog sell teas as well, but his ain't got no design. 180 for the tracksuit, go somewhere else if it's overpriced. New generation don't know how to track, cause they're all getting high off their own supply. Trap house in the woods with a bandos, haunted a supernatural poltergeist. Witness things that I wished I didn't, like crackheads overdosed and die. Bad bees curving a kid back then when I was so lit I was broke them times. Bitch would he ride on the back of the bus, what about on the front of a stolen bike. Soho pitching coke to the game and I'll serve anyone, I got open mind.
Is it dark still? Should be fine. Hold on, let me just walk here. Yeah, it's hella dark. Jesus. Okay, let me just change locations a bit. Alright, we're back in my room. I had a busy day. Also, I had to go visit 2 properties. I couldn't record that because the landlord was right there and he's not allowing me to record. No, that's fine. So I just came back from my interview. I've got another one tomorrow, I've got the one after. And good thing about going to all these interviews, it kind of opens your mind up to different opportunities that are out there in the world, right? Especially when everyone's taking things online and trying to do online work, there's still opportunities available in person, whether it's like restaurant business, imports, exports, B2B, B2C, just in-person selling. The lighting is still quite dark, hold on. So there's still opportunities out there, and of course learning the skills online is important, learning valuable skills, you can leverage it in the future and it's evergreen, especially copywriting and all that stuff. But there is an opportunity that came to mind and it's a business idea and I've got connections around the world, right? I've got connections in China, I've got connections in Hong Kong, Australia, and these connections are family, right? So I'm very fortunate. And they have access to things which I don't. And because they have access to it, they can kind of ship things over, right? Now, especially when you have a business idea, it's so important to get a plan together and execute as soon as possible. You need to reduce the time of thought and execution. If you can reduce that time is going to be your best friend, right? And business is all about speed. Right? You need to execute quickly, get your market research done quickly, do everything like this. Otherwise, competitors will come into the market and just take you over like that, right? And especially from people I've seen, they're animals. They are absolutely animals. Like the moment they have an idea, they execute it quickly because they've got a whole team around them, whether it's developers, whether it's sales teams, whether it's coders and all that stuff. They've got the resources at their hand and they can execute very quickly. So me not having too much resources, I need to work with what I've got and do things quickly so when the opportunity comes, it's available and I can take it, right? I'm not going to tell you what business idea it is. I might talk about it in the future, see how it goes. But yeah, I've got to try it out, and if something sticks, then we're off to a good start and I can proceed from there, right? This is like one of 6 business opportunities that I'm doing. I've done like some in the past, they all failed. So yeah, this is a new one, but I'm still implementing the skills of all of them which I've learned and implementing it into a new business, if you get what I mean. I really need to start speaking more, especially in person outside, especially in public, right? I'm too shy to speak in public. I've done it before. It's so awkward. I'm trying to get rid of that fear factor, but it takes work and I don't have a personal videographer with me to shoot third person. So I have to set it up, talking to camera while people walking by, and I hate it, right? But I'm trying to get used to that. So just give me some time. And I just want to show you something. Look at the bookshelves. There you go, look at that bookshelves. It's got the Amarin 100D, which I've yet to use. I've got it, I've had that for a while and I haven't even used it yet. A bunch of plaques bought from IKEA, a bunch of books. Now, I don't want to buy any more books because I want to reread. Majority of them I need to reread, right? When you read it the first time, it's great, but the problem is it doesn't stick in your head. it doesn't stick in your head, right? And so you have to read it again and again and again. If you keep reading new books, you're not going to retain half the information in your head. So I'm going to revisit some of them a couple times, the best ones, like the best 5 I'm going to revisit. And then from there, I'm going to add more books in and add it into my collection, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's the plan. And I've got a bunch of goals on my wall right down there. For the plan for this room as well, I want to get some posters over here, get some posters over there, and maybe get some posters from here. So I want inspirational quotes from athletes or big business people, Ronaldo, Mike Tyson, Muhammad Ali, whoever it is, Djokovic. Yeah, so I'm trying to get that sorted.
No one checked on me when I needed, so I just stack my bread, stay in my bag and not in my feelings. Overthink too much.
So I've been up since 4 o'clock in the morning, which was the time that I started my fast, and I couldn't go back to sleep, so I decided just to do some work and do some research, do a bit of learning as well, right? Especially I've just been offered a part-time job, not a full-time job, and it kind of makes me think whether to choose a part-time job or a full-time job. What do I mean by this is I'm trying to start a business at the moment, and it does take up a lot of time, right? Now, on one hand, if I take a full-time job, I can learn a proper skill, and the income can come in the income comes in per month, and it's a sizable chunk of money, right? The only problem is if I go into a full-time job, I don't see myself being there long-term. I mean long-term any more than 4 to 6 months, right? Now, with a part-time job, I do have flexibility to do things when I want, since I'm only working part-time, which means only working up to 20 to 30 hours a week, right? And I've got a lot of spare time around that. And it's more of a commitment where you clock in, you clock out. The moment you're in work, you just work, and there's no work needed to do around that, right? Whereas a full-time job, you clock in, you still be working when you get home because you need to do some company stuff. They make you do some extra stuff because you're working full-time. I don't want that. I'd rather have a part-time job where I can work on my business and get cash flow coming in, right? And that's kind of the two things I'm juggling with, especially when people are telling me to go get a full-time job, you can work the business on the side. I would rather get a part-time job and have more focus on my business, right? So today's plan is I'm going to go in person to each restaurant, and I'm going to collect some market research, some market data, ask them a few questions, kind of find out their pain points, talk to the owners if I can get hold of them. And yeah, so this part of the business, when you're doing market research, trying to get their attention, I'm not selling anything as of this moment, but a part of it is selling, communications, persuasion, even just trying to convince them to get you to talk for 5 minutes with them, right? They're quite busy, so if you can persuade them to just talk for 5 minutes, you're doing something right. So that's one thing I need to do today. Another thing that I need to do is do some editing, so I'm trying to do that as well. I was looking into school. I wanted to make a school community, but as of this moment, I've got to pay $99 and not just yet, right? I'm very tight on money. Every piece of money is going into X area, which will be reinvested. So as of this moment, until I get a part-time job, I'm not going to create a school community. However, you can see my email list down in the comments, which I implore you to read and then join along. It's every Sunday is for free. Why not? If anything's for free, just sign up. You get some value out of it, and then in return, just give me your email address. Free exchange, right? Pretty decent. And on that email address, basically just talking about everything that I've learned and sharing some valuable insights to you where you can apply it to your life or your businesses or whatever, right? Learn from my mistakes.